You okay, Trix? What you doing, girl? Ooh. What you doing, Bo? What you barking at, bud? Hmm? Oh my. I know I had a stranger in your yard, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Hey guys, anybody there? Hmm. Hello, Uncle Bob. What you doing? Hello, Uncle Bob. What you doing? It is really green. It's been raining for days. What's it like in your part of the country? It's hot. Are your vegetables good? I have tomatoes, zucchini, and cherry tomatoes in early production. I might get zucchini next week. Oh, when you planted things, did you take off all of the water roots? I've got some stuff, I think it was in pots too long too. Some of my pumpkins and stuff are really kind of struggling. I'm gonna try to walk around. Look at my marigolds. I'm doing great. See? That's a baby zucchini. All right. Got a lot of sunflowers coming up. I'm gonna need to divide those. I don't have any potato plants yet, but it's only been a week. I think it's, yeah, a little over a week. The watermelons look good. Oh, thank you. Gotta take a dip. See, a lot of the squash just, we've gotten a lot of rain though. Just, the pumpkins look terrible. Oh, I'm stepping on flowers. Sorry, daisies. But my tomatoes look good. I've got baby tomatoes too. So, there's a couple on this. This is a cherry tomato. But my peppers look good. That's getting ready to bloom. Oh, there's a baby bell pepper. I was just out here with my boss. This is summer squash. This is actually doing better than I thought it would. You do? Share your plan. Stephanie and I were talking about those the other day. Well, it was yesterday when we went to get that big plastic thing for the goats. She wants to do that, build some of those cold weather in front of her house, by her basement. I thought I could just put a piece of glass over the top of these. I don't know, the soil, I don't know if that's a good idea. Because I just think the soil would stay really cold down in these. Pallets with a plastic frame door. Okay. Good idea. Are you talking like stand one and then put another one and then put a little door on it? Hi, Betty. What's she doing, honey? Pretty Carol. Hi, honey. Oh, you're a good kitty. You're a good girl. Oh, you say don't stop? You're getting big, Betty. Yeah. I thought you were done growing, but you're not, are you? You've gotten taller. Yes, ma'am, you have. I can't believe it, but I need to water. That's not a bad idea. I think I get what you're talking about. Let's see here. Are you kind of talking about where, like, this is a bad example, but where the wood would be here and then you could put pots like that? It's a good idea. I was speaking to someone today. This is my greenhouse. Last thing that was in here was chickens. I want to utilize this thing. It just sits here. It's more storage than anything. And that's absolutely absurd. But I need to figure out how to heat this thing. That's one of the drawbacks. But the person I was talking to today, she said, what about heated mats that you put your trays on? It's not a bad idea. Oh, hi, Jasper. Okay. That's a really good idea. I I think it buffered when I was over there. Your message keeps kicking you out. I hate to waste that thing. I got frustrated about that this year. There's no reason that I should be buying Marigolds and nasturtiums and tomatoes and peppers. I should be starting all of that by seed. What are you doing? Terracotta heaters. Are you talking like maybe with a candle? Huh. I've seen that, like if your heat goes out, how to heat your house with a terracotta planter. What are you doing to me, buddy? Oh, I love you. I do. What you doing, big guy? Use shortening and add multiple wicks. Huh. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Bowser and Trixie. Bowser, that's Trixie's tail. Quit that. Don't bite her tail. That kind of worries me. One day you could pick her up and decide to fling her. That thing is not a chew toy. That would burn all night, wouldn't it? I mean, that's my biggest concern. Like during the day, I could tend to a heater, but at night, when I go to sleep, especially because you want to start stuff in February, you know, when I go to sleep, I thought about a little wood heater, but that would burn out. I thought about a buddy heater, but propane is outrageous. Joe mentioned like a little camping trailer heater. Thought that might be the most efficient thing. Yeah. You got to test it and see if it would work. I've even seen, you know, little videos where people have cooked, not cooked a meal, but like warmed up soup and stuff with little bricks that have been heated from a candle. Seems like shortening would really burn and burn hot. Now, are they talking like Crisco or are they talking lard? Trixie, quit being so rough on Bowser, my gosh. She's getting him, isn't she, Breeze? She's whooping his butt. She really is whooping his butt. Oh, Breeze Louise. I see they're all worked up, aren't they? Are they all worked up? Oh my gosh. I see. Oh, no way, girl. Oh. Are you telling Miss Hall Monitor? She's whooping his butt. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Is he being too rough? Oh, I don't think so. Oh, you can be quiet. Oh, you can be quiet. Yes, she is. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. I don't know how much kerosene is. Cheap Walmart. Huh. So I have like those type of lamps. It's an issue I want to solve by the end of fall so I can do better economically. Plus, I think it'd just be a lot of fun to have the greenhouse going in February. I know going to work at the greenhouse is nice in February. It's really nice to have one on your own property that was used for the right thing. What are you doing? You two crack me up. Didn't add too much heat. I don't even... A sand battery? Huh. Wouldn't that create a lot of humidity? About an aquarium heater in a barrel? It's not a bad idea. That greenhouse right there, somebody that my friend Joe knows, we're going to throw it away. They listed it on Craigslist, and I think they had told him about it. And he went and grabbed it. I went with him. The two guys did all the work. I just had to be there. That little thing is nice, and there's a lot of room in there. Barrel has a snap-on lid. Huh. Hi, Ash. We are from the United States. I live in Wisconsin. Mumu was playing really hard earlier. She's sleeping now. Look at this cat. Just so sweet. What you doing? You gotta stay out of the catnip, bud. You're just a lush. Yes, you are. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. It's 4:01 in the afternoon here. It's really... What are you doing up at 2:30 in the morning? You're on YouTube? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. You're a pretty cool cat. Yeah, I think you're a pretty cool cat. Just watching random lives. There's not much going on here. It's just quiet and peaceful today. Hanging out in the garden. I need to cut your kitty nails. In the state of mind you are, I wished I had the clippers. Mm-hmm. That's what Bonnie was saying today, an insulated mat in there. I wonder if, like barn mats, do you know what I'm talking about? Those big, thick, black barn mats? This kitty's rotten. He's very well loved. They're on sale at Tractor Supply right now. They're on sale for $60 a piece. Hmm. Hmm. My rabbit was out yesterday, just hopping around the yard. I'm glad he can't get out anywhere. I don't think those heat either, but they're definitely insulated. I don't know how to heat it. not without costing me a fortune. And that's what I want to get away from. Just, you got quite the life here, Cat. Yes, I don't even have the heart to put you down. I really don't. This cat will chase a ball. He's really a cool cat. Yeah, no cost would be the best. Absolutely 100%. I'm done with the greenhouse. We closed it down on Thursday. We put what was left out on the self-serve stand. Took a lot of work on Thursday to get that done. Because you got to put everything away. And my boss gave me 3 beautiful houseplants. I had to kind of talk her into it. I was like, look, you're tired. I'm tired. We've been in here since early March. There's not much left. Let's just close it down. It's 3 weeks early, though. We usually make it to a little after the 4th of July. But most people have everything planted this year. I don't know if it'll be open next year. She hasn't talked about it. I hope it is, because it's a good second job. I'd say it needs to be at least 55, 60 degrees to get seeds to start. At least 55. 55 would be a good constant temperature. I think about 55. I don't know if you heard me or not. This one phone said it wasn't connected. I don't know. You know me and the technology. Buddy, I don't have the heart to put you down. Cool beans. We'll do some research together. I still need to send you those darn pictures of that. Oh, I'm going to put you down now, Jasper. Okay? There you go, kitty. Of those things in the pine trees. Life is going back to normal, though, which is so good. It's been really busy lately. You know, I'm glad that things have settled down so I can just kind of be more peaceful. And sit out here with my flowers and my baby goat. She's not doing anything right now. But I can't sit here no more. Gotta get up and move. I'll show you what I started doing. And I stopped because I need a different tool. I want to put that black fencing up on top of, was taking this baby and making holes. But I need that thing that goes on here that looks like an umbrella to make a better hole. It's not working. It's tearing up the palette, so I'm gonna stop and wait till I get the right tool. Because I'm just got to have the right tool to do things. And this is Stephanie and Luke's, and I don't want to mess up their equipment. I need to buy one of these. I borrow theirs pretty often. And it's very nice of Luke to let me use his tools. And always has a smile. Sure, you need to borrow that? No problem. But I do worry about wrecking their stuff. A spade bit, that's what it's called? Okay, so now I can go in and know what I'm talking about. I am just a girl learning how to do this stuff. I learned how to use a new tool the other day. A jigsaw. Boy, I had my wrist replaced. I broke it really good, and they put metal plates and a bunch of screws in there. Boy, when I was done using that, my wrist hurt from the vibration. Instead of a hole saw. I'll show you what I did. Joe had these big tubs being in his woods. Joe used to like buy and sell aluminum cans and things like that. And he had these big tubs. I kept walking by it, and I was like, wouldn't that be a great little thing for the goats? And it was kind of like that, so I had to make it where it was straight on the ground, and then I put a door in it. Just cut a hole in it. But that should work great for the goats. There's Moo Moo in there. You sleeping, honey? Yeah, she does look like she's sleeping. But that thing is pretty cool. Oh, ladies, you need water. It's tough. They can't hurt it. And I was tired. Nala gets kicked out of the barn. And she was wet a couple of days this week. And I said, that's enough. I'm going to go get that thing and put it in the yard. Scratching your butt, Nala. Weirdo. It's nice to have you out with us, girl. It really is. I have a bunch of eggs that should be hatching in the next couple days. Yes. You guys want out? I'll let you out. Go ahead. Come on. I need to shut the back door. I don't like when chickens go in the house. The chicks are even coming out here. You all right, guys? Oh, the love language of the ducks. that Indian runner, she's going broody again. And I'm not going to let her. I keep taking her eggs. I don't need any more ducklings. And she's not a very good mother. She's the one that, once the others ones hatched, she just kind of abandoned it. But I'm not sure if that's normal, like, duck behavior. Annie. What you doing, girl? You guys need water, too. All right, I can do that while I'm up here. Now, my other phone is the one that lets me know what y'all are saying, and I don't have that at the moment. I'll go get it, though. Because once it buffers, then on the phone I'm doing the live, I never can tell what y'all are saying. It smells so good around here because it's rained for so many days. It just smells good. Hi, Patel. You locked your roosters up? Okay, let me go back. Here come the ducks. It's a good boy, Bowser. You know what? Thank you, buddy. You didn't try to get in my garden. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. I don't know what has happened to him, but since that baby has been born, he's a lot more mellow. It's like it clicked in his head what he's supposed to do. Wait, did you gather up your kid, Mama? You're awful noisy about it. The moo-moo. Okay, they need water up here. Yes, that big plastic thing, they can jump on that thing. They can do whatever they want with that big old heavy thing. That's why I wanted it, because I thought that thing was going to be indestructible. The only thing that could go wrong is if they eat it, which I hope they don't. Watch out, Missy Annie. Those chicks look good. They're going to go to Stephanie's house. I said I didn't want any chickens this year, and I went ahead and let them go broody. I'll have all kinds of chickens again. I can't help it. No matter how much I try to self-discipline, When it comes to chickens, I can't discipline myself. I actually let them keep more micro eggs than anything. And the thing about the micro chickens, nobody wants those. So, you know, I just have to keep them. About what you doing, bud? Breeze, are you the most beautiful girl in the world? Yeah. Oh, sorry, honey. I won't squirt you. You're all right. The trees look good. We've had so much rain. It's wonderful to get this much rain this time of year. Last year we were begging for it. Oh, Uncle Bob. I was talking to somebody the other day, and we do have lots of mulberry here. And I was actually sowing a mulberry tree. I didn't realize they could get that big. I've heard of them, but I didn't know they'd get like that. The person I was talking to was describing his brother's tree as he was showing me his tree. Why did you step on my hose, Bowser? You did that on purpose, didn't you? Hi, what you doing? Everybody else is on the other side of the yard. Nala's up on that thing right now. Boy, let me get to the other side of the yard. I went to the dump on Friday. And I hate that place. It's one of the saddest places on earth, I think. But I tell you what, it was late Friday afternoon, and I think that's where people must meet these days. Holy shnikes. I think the whole community was there. I couldn't believe it. See? I thought that'd be a great thing for them. Okay, now I can go back and read what you've said. Yeah, it's like a calf hutch. You do? Oh, awesome. You got all those cuttings coming? Are you gonna Graft them? Stephanie's got a bunch of elderberry. I do have a question. It was kind of a concern today. I watched Nala jump off of that thing. You think that's too high for her to be jumping off of? Or am I just... What I was asking is, do you think that's too high for them to be jumping off of? Nala hit pretty hard today. I put that in there yesterday. And it seemed like she just hit awful hard when she came off of there. That thing is tall. It's as tall as a fence. What I'd like to do is build them like a little goat apartment. They need it. You know, I've got plenty of pallets that I can build things out of. But I also don't want to take up a lot of their yard. If it was, she wouldn't do it. Okay. So just trust her. I had offered Joe $50 for that tub. And in the end, I got it for free because Joe had that surgery and I've been helping him in his garden and just with little things like that. So he just gave it to me. I thought that was really nice of him. I would have paid for it because to me it was worth $50. Oh, see, there she went. Guess not. Moo moo. Little moo moo. Hello, honey. That's what I thought is I need to add a ramp on it on each side for her. Maybelline's been kind of grouchy the last couple days. And I mean, Nala's always been the bottom of the herd. She's always gotten kicked out of the barn and stuff. But I think she's been kind of rough on her lately. Nala's got such a good disposition. Sometimes it's hard not to put human emotions attached to the animal kingdom. Because Nala, you know, she doesn't headbutt her, but she'll push that baby around. Kind of bothers me. See? Maybelline's being territorial over it. That piece right there was attached to the top of that. And Luke took that off for me and Stephanie so we could move it back here. We had to disassemble a fence and throw it over a fence. And that's heavy. And I didn't see any reason to put it back on there because the screw holes don't go all the way through that one. So it won't leak water on the inside. And I thought that was something else I could just get up off the ground. But see, Nala plays really good with the baby, but she does push her around some. I think what's going on is just a new establishment of order. But see, they like it up there. But even like that, that's where I hung their feeder. That'd be easy to just kind of disassemble and shift it around a little. Yeah, King of the Hill. Okay, so really instead of making a ramp, saying just kind of, I could take that and just push it up against it, and then they would have like 3 tiers they could go on. It's like this, but then it goes up and it's got a platform and they can get in it. It's like a little apartment complex that someone's built out of pallets for them. Looks like they'd like it. Did you just get up there, girl? My goodness. You all right, Bo? Flip that down. Yeah, it's just I get a little overprotective. Sometimes it looks like they hit each other pretty hard. Now, a lot of people say that you need to put plyboard on the pallets. Like if I was to flip that, the side that was facing up, I would need plyboard on it. Do you agree or disagree with that? Because people say they can break their legs in the pallets. And I've always had that kind of ramp, and I've never had a problem. The reason I set that on the ground is because it wasn't really attached good, and the baby kept sleeping under there. I was afraid she'd get skamooshed. Hello. You chilling with me, girl? Five years ago and it's rotted out already? Chain link? Would that be like from the urine? Because I certainly wouldn't have expected that with chain link. Steph and I were talking about, because they've done a lot of work to their little setup. Their setup kind of makes me jealous. They have a box in the ground for their dough to go into. They have a really nice setup, but the rabbits don't have a whole lot of room, and she's wanting to give them more room. And we were talking about number 3. This is all year number 3. And the only place I have an issue with that chicken wire, see that wood thing? The buck kept spraying there and it rotted through. But I don't have any issue with what's on the ground, as far as I know. And I inspect it. But what has happened is over time, more dirt and soil has accumulated. But I don't have any spots where they're, trying really hard to get out. But that's actually something I would have recommended, was chain link. What was that? Hog panels. Hog panels would be a good idea too. I looked at those at Tractor Supply, and when I saw them, I was like, that could be good for the rabbit colonies. I'm gonna sit down. Hi, sweetie. It's so good to have you out here all day with me. You've been out here all day with me. You too. Get down, littles. Get down. You're scratching. I need to cut your nails. Quit beating me up. Quit beating me up. You don't need my hands. Those are my hands. That dog, he's constantly bothering my hands. Okay, I'm going back and reading. Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. Fill it with rocks and then make cement. So, how deep down does the granite usually get? Is that actually them digging out? How big of a concern that is? Oh, I got a chick chasing a moth. I've seen people that have it up that use concrete. Then I've seen people that do it like me. And then there's a lady that I watch that she has an area probably as big as my garden. And the only place that she has any type of fencing is around the fencing to prevent them from digging under the fence. But she doesn't worry about them digging their tunnels and stuff. And I mean, they have a pretty elaborate little tunnel system there, and she just kind of lets them be. I would not do that because one, don't have that many breeders. I think she's got 15 does that she breeds. I would just not do that because you might not know how many babies you're getting. But her setup is truly beautiful and so natural. And I think that's what keeps her rabbits where they belong and happy is really what she provides. She's got a little pool that's like more like a little pond thing she has in the ground for their water, and she's got rocks, she's got big stumps, and with those stumps, some of them she's got them where they're rotted out and they can get in there. It's really a nice setup, but it just seems like you could become quickly overwhelmed with the amount of babies. It does sound awesome though, doesn't it? I mean, it's truly beautiful. She was one of the people when I started wanting to do meat rabbits that made me choose to go ahead and do a colony. I don't want to keep them in cages. And that was my big drawback to doing rabbits, is really just not knowing you could do a colony like that. Can you see Moo Moo out there? She's getting tall. Are you going to cook me dinner tonight, Bowser? I could go for dinner. With your terrain, I mean, it doesn't seem like they could do a lot of tunneling and collapse in your property. I think you'd be okay with just some wire. Do you want to go in, honey? Have you had enough of today, Grace? Oh. All you guys want in. Well, what's the deal? Okay. I'll leave it open a little bit. She's getting quite independent. She's on this side of the fence a lot, but you know, Maybelline doesn't go ballistic about it. What I had to do on my rabbit project, I just had to do it. I kept questioning myself, and those questions kept throwing it off for a month. So I finally just did it. No, Esther, no chickens in the house. Thank you much. And darned if she didn't sneak in there. Esther, get your butt out here. Thank you, ma'am. And I'm glad that I finally kicked myself in the butt and just did that project a few years ago, because Since I started rabbits, Stephanie did rabbits. One of Stephanie's friends did rabbits. My homestead is finally starting to pay me back. Some people, you'll understand that. Some people won't, but it's finally starting to pay me back. Yeah, I overthink things, and if I get stuck in that overthinking, the project never gets done. And my rabbit project's probably my favorite project. I have a question for you, Uncle Bob. You were telling me that you guys used a peroxide mix when you cleaned the goats' teats. I don't know, it could have been cows for you, but I think it was goats. Anyway, what was that mixture? Was it just hydrogen peroxide and water? Because this iodine is gonna, that's just too expensive to keep buying like that. Because that little bottle that I got was almost $5. And I've used probably 3/4 of that already. I'm glad you have a good home to go to, Welsh. You're a pretty cool rooster. I think you are. You'll have lots of ladies and a great big yard. I kind of like him. He's a cool rooster. Peroxide and water. Was it a 50-50 mix or like a 80-20 mix? Will you ever have goats again? Hi, ladies. Oh, no. You can go in my house and you can eat my food, but I can't pet. Okay. Oh, well, you don't have to get your feathers all ruffled about it. Hi. 50-50. Okay. Would you have goats again? He's like, I don't think so. Stephanie gave me a half a gallon of milk yesterday. I think she had 2 or 3 gallons in her fridge. She was going to make cheese last night. I told her I wanted to learn from her, and she says, well, you got to have like 3 hours of time to stay here. I was like, never mind. Not today. You want goats? Ah. I actually wasn't expecting that. I thought you'd say no. Can't build too fast, though. You add too many things too fast, and I think that's where homesteads fail. You're very knowledgeable, though. So you probably could grow that fast. I had chickens first, then I had ducks. No, no, I had chickens, then it was rabbits, then it was ducks, and then goats. And I don't want to add any like new species of anything. I was thinking about getting a pair of geese, and I decided against that. And then I've thought about raising turkeys though. But from what I understand, you can't house turkeys with chickens. You had to do a lot of work before you could have them. It takes a lot of work. I do have some help. I can recruit people for. It's usually, hey, I can't lift this by myself. Can you come help me? But I do. I do 98% of all of this by myself. And I couldn't be more fulfilled. I really enjoy this. I grew up with animals, no garden or anything like that, but definitely the livestock. Why do I not have help? Because I'm single. Is that what you mean? And Stephanie and Luke, it gets to a point where, they have their own homestead, and there's only so much time that people have. And I've always been really self sufficient, so if I can do it by myself, I will. Then I don't have anybody to gripe at if they didn't put it where I wanted it, or it didn't turn out like I wanted it. Then there's no one to gripe at. I've heard that turkeys, that their poo can kill chickens. I don't know. I've heard that from several people, that you can't house them together. As far as them being in the yard together, yes. But cohabitating in a coop is supposed to be a big no-no. So that's why it threw me off of getting turkeys. I would like to have a pair of, they're called a Palmer turkey. They're a little smaller, and they actually go broody. So they'll raise their own. Now, even when I was a kid, my aunt wouldn't let the chickens and the turkeys be together. And I won't house anything with the ducks. The ducks are just messy. What you got, Whitey? I think they're trying to act like I never feed them. Hi, my friends. What you doing, everybody? Blackhead fear? And that's why people don't keep them together. I think it'd be fun to have a turkey or two running around the yard. I think the only kind of fowl that I really don't want is guinea hens. I think my neighbors would just say that's too much. I just, well, she'd be nice. Oh, well, yeah, I don't blame you. He pulled your feather out. See, there's a part of me that wants to, but then there's that part of me that's like, what if all your chickens got sick? Because I adore my chickens. I would feel really bad. And once people tell me something like that, I keep it in the back of my head. So I really would like to have a pair of those Palmer turkeys. I just never wanted to have to build another place for them to habitate. Yeah, I didn't want to build nothing else. Tired of that chickens and turkeys and rabbits. Everybody needs a house, huh? Are you talking about the freezer? Or are you talking about a pen? Chickens give the disease to the turkeys? Huh. See, I heard it was the turkeys give it to the chickens, but how would you know if your chickens had that? You just kept them in a pen till Thanksgiving? Hmm. Hi, Betty. How you doing, sweet girl? Were those all broilers? Like, I'm sure they have a broiler turkey. I gave you a kiss on the top of your head, Betty. What you being so serious about, Hattie? Huh? Is it buffering? Yeah, I'm back. It's so weird. About an hour and 30 minutes into it, like it is now, it starts buffering really bad. Maybe it's telling me, hey, lady, you got work to do. Hi, sweetie. I took a few days off. I was really just overwhelmed with a lot of things that were going on. So I just took a little bit of time for myself and got my head back right. I hung out with Leo yesterday. See, I'm wondering, yeah, I'd like to know a little bit about it because I would like to add turkeys next year. I think a pair would be cute to have in the yard. Plus, they could give me babies for a few dinners. All the baby ducklings are out there. They grow really fast compared to chicks. I'm not supposed to keep any of those. You know, they're supposed to go in the freezer, but there's two of them that are pretty good looking little ducks. There's one over here. Whitey's butt's right by him. He's the furthest one in the back. He's got some really cool markings. I have really, really enjoyed the ducklings in the yard. Yeah, kids are a lot of fun. They can you can just let go of things. Yesterday was so proud. Leo's going to be 6 in November, and they built a little goat shelter, and he's learned how to use the power drill, and he charged Stephanie a penny per screw that he took out of one thing that he disassembled, and 2 pennies if it was a big screw. He made 83 cents yesterday, and he was so proud of making 83 cents. And he looks at me and he goes, but you know, my mom just gave me $1. And he went with us to pick up that goat shelter down at Joe's. And on the way home, he rode home with me. It was cool. He was like, I want to spend time with you, Mila. It's like, okay, cool. Come on, guy. He's such a good kid. But they built this goat shelter, and he had a bunch of pieces that were like triangles and just funky shaped missed pieces. I don't exactly know where he got them, and he put those all together and put the sides on that goat shelter with, I mean, it looks terrible, but it's gonna work. And he put his little heart into building that. He was so proud. It was really fun just to listen to him talk about using the power tools. He picked me strawberries yesterday. Stephanie took me through her garden, and I was looking. And something that they do that you might be interested in, when they garden, they mound garden. So Luke takes limbs and logs and puts them on the bottom, and then they mulch it really good. Then they put dirt down. Then they mulch it. Then they put dirt down. It's really a neat system. I'm going to ask her if I can video their garden. They themselves don't want to be in any of this, but they might let me do their garden. It's spectacular. Everything that they're growing is now in those mound systems. He started it a few years back, and they have great success with that. It makes me want to do it because I got a container grow. It would be nice. And I mean, they put those mounds up high where it's easy to work in the beds and stuff. Yeah, their garden is spectacular. Leo's going to be a really good kid. He's very helpful. And the rabbits are actually his project. He has to take care of all the rabbits at his house. And he was telling me yesterday, because they have a big tractor that they put in their garden, and it's a rabbit tractor. It's for the rabbits to go in. He was telling me about putting his litter out there, and he knows that they're for food and stuff. It's good. Last year, we rented one of those chicken pluckers when we were doing ducks, and the thing didn't work. We had to have been doing something wrong. But anyway, that little boy was running around complaining about the waste of money. What a waste of money. It doesn't work. I looked at him and I said, Leo, honey, please don't worry about money. I said, not yet, honey. I said, you've got your whole adulthood to have to worry about money. He looked at me and he said, it's a waste of money when something doesn't work, Mila. It's like, you're right, Leo. But still, just be a kid. When we were in the car yesterday, I said, you want to go kayaking? He says, yes, I do. I said, well, I would like to float from the boat landing here down to y'all's house. He said, that sounds like a good cookie to me. I was like, yeah, it does, huh, honey? They do need to know where their food comes from. I think everybody needs to know. I think if more people were enlightened on one, how the animals are treated in factory farms. We have some factory farms that I have to drive by to get to my friend Brenda's house, and you can feel in the air just the desperation and there's such sad places to drive by, especially that one big dairy farm. They just keep adding and adding and adding barn after barn, and you look in there and those heifers are in those little stalls, and they look outside and they see all this lush grass and stuff, but they never get to step on it. I think if people really knew, they might have a different outlook. I've had a few people say bad things on my channel, and what I mean is they're like, how could you eat your pets? Well, how could you eat something that comes from a factory farm, is my comment back. Pigs especially, I mean, they're so smart. Any animal in a factory farm gets mistreated. The guy across the street from me, he's a beef farmer. That's the way it should be. The lady I get my hay from is a beef farmer. Those animals have hundreds of acres to run on and be a cow. And in my opinion, when they start artificially inseminating everything and taking out the factors of what you need, I don't know. I think it's strange that they do that in all those factory farms. They don't even use a bull. And I've seen some of that semen that they buy is, I can't believe they pay that for it. It'd be cheaper to have a bull. Yeah, the way our animals live is so much better. I don't even know if their last day is a bad day because they're eating, they're playing, they've got fresh water, they've got everything they need, and then just it's done. So I don't even know if that is a bad day. That's a bad day for me. I don't like those days, but they're necessary. The girl's up there just snoozing. What they do to chickens. I mean, all the hormones they feed them. And the way they have to live, especially, I mean, even egg layers. The way that they treat those poor hens. That's something I'd like to do. I'd like to rescue some hens that have had to live in a factory production, had to live that kind of life. I think that'd be nice to give them some grass and let them be chickens. I agree, trophy hunting is not, I don't think it's ethical. I think all people that hunt, they want the big buck. They want, they want the biggest one, but I don't think that's always their goal. When Nick went hunting, his goal was to bring meat home. It was just always an added bonus if he got a nice buck. If he went fishing, his goal was to bring home food. It's like that place by Joe. It's called Four Season Outfitters, and they have private hunts there. Luke works for those people. And when they start having people come in from all over the country that have paid for these hunts, they send the meat home 9 times out of 10 with Luke. Because Luke will go there and start the processing. And it's amazing. The men are just there, they're after that rack. They're not there to feed their family. I think Luke brought home 3 deer last year. He didn't even hunt them because he didn't need to. But yeah, I think that's how hunters are. You want the big pretty one, but you'll settle for what feeds your family. This one right here. It's got some neat markings. I'm kind of hoping it's a hen. and they waddle off. I get distracted looking at the babies. I need to do some research on duck when they raise their babies, because I think it's strange that that one duck just kind of abandoned that duckling, and she's gone broody again. And at this stage, I don't need any more ducklings born, so I don't want her, you know, I keep taking the eggs off the nest. But I'm wondering if she's just not a good mom, or should I just let things be next year? One's I thought the same thing. One's not worth my time. You take it. Because that other duck, she's pretty fierce. Like if you get close to the babies and stuff, she's not as bad the last few days because they're getting a little more independent. But the other one, really, you know, she's a protective mother, so I'm happy I've got one duck that'll do that. They were just playing King of the Mountain, weren't they? Because now they're up there all happy like. Truly peaceful. My rabbit's out. Look. He got out yesterday. See, he saw me, so now he's going to go back over there. I wonder how much he gets out, and I don't know it. Gibson, what are you doing, buddy? How did you get out? Oh no, did the food giver move? Uh-oh. Oh, somebody had a chicken hatch ducks? That's cool, because I've got a chicken sitting on duck eggs. They'd gone broody and I just left it. I just marked them. I think there's 3 duck eggs. Yeah, he has been lately. I've got I have seen Penelope doing the dirty deed with Matilda. But by now, Matilda should have had babies. I don't know if does will do that to establish dominance. But I've picked Matilda up. She doesn't look pregnant to me. And I haven't put her in with Crimson because I saw Penelope doing that. And I thought, well, great. Now I got to get rid of Penelope. But I've looked twice since I've seen that, and I swear that's a doe. So I think Penelope may just be trying to establish dominance. She hatched 4 ducklings. That's so cool. I hope it's successful because I think that's kind of neat. I have checked Penelope. She looks like a doe to me. And the way that they lay, you know, my buck doesn't like do thumping and like he's agitated at Penelope. And they'll be by the fence together and it leads me to believe Penelope is a doe. So what I should just do is I should just put Crimson in there. But Penelope is not big enough for Crimson. She should be 4, 5 months old now. So I really don't want him to breed her because she's not big enough. And I really hope it's a doe because I don't want to have to go. She should be 5 months now. Almost 6 months. And that's well old enough if she was a buck to have made babies. I'm going to get the chickens feed. Hi. What you doing in here? All right, chickens. I'll be nice. Let's go. Boy, they're just so dramatic about it. My gosh. Super dramatic. She just did the action. She didn't fall off. It was more she got off. It was strange. But I was very, very concerned when I saw that. I was like, great, this isn't what I wanted. Hi. It's nice to see you, Betty. You've been coming around quite a bit today, huh? Yeah, you shy little kitty. Just dominance? Okay. And I'll walk over there. So I need to breed Matilda. It's time. Hi, girl. Hi, sweetie. She's a good-sized girl. But she's not big enough for him. Silly rabbit. Running all over the yard. Yes, Betty? She's just not. Matilda's so much bigger. I think I'm just going to go ahead and breed Matilda. I've put it off for too long. And does it? And you've double checked? Okay. You think she's big enough to breed? I know Matilda is, but you think Penelope's big enough? Because what I have always done is Crimson's much easier to catch. He'll come to me. Matilda's always been shy. So what I've always done is just brought him and put him in with them. Matilda's never heard him. Some people would say not to do that. But that's what I've always done, and it's been, I haven't had any trouble. Y'all can come on out. You want to come out? Come on. Come on, Breezy. The chickens are up now, honey. Come on. Want to come out? Come on, sweetie. Hi, Trix. Yes, I could do that. And I know that's why he keeps escaping and stuff. They want to mate. I'm sure he is actually happy about the nice green grass he can get to, but he tends to stay right over there by them. Yes, that's what I do, the typical 3. It never takes very long, that's for sure. And then I'll leave him, I generally leave him in there for a while just so they can have companionship. But I'm not going to do that anymore because I think it's a little stressful on Matilda. At first I thought they kind of enjoyed it. I think he does, but I don't think she does. Yeah. Oh, now they're back fussing at me. You guys can't come out. Pretty soon I gotta milk. Oh, no, I got quite a while before I gotta do that. So the other day I tasted my nasturtiums. They are beautiful. They taste so good. And Stephanie, the other day, she works at a bakery, an organic bakery, and they make pizza and stuff. She brought a bunch of that nasturtium and the flowers in, and they made a pizza. They put the nasturtium and apples, and I think she said bacon, Canadian bacon, and made a pizza. I bet it was delicious. I missed out. Have you bred yours yet? Probably not, huh? Oh, big yawn, Ivy. The last litter Matilda had, she had them in the dead of winter. It was dead cold. I was so impressed that she kept them all alive. All 8 she kept alive. You're waiting till after July? See, I worry about the heat. I had more problems with heat than I ever have with the cold. And that's one reason I picked those big rabbits, is I felt they would do better in the cold. Now that I've done this project for a while, I've realized I didn't need to buy those giant rabbits. I could have done just fine with Rexes or the Satins or even Californians. I probably would have been just fine. But I actually enjoy my great big rabbits, so I don't regret it. You learn as you go. Oh, I love you, Bowser Bear. Oh, Bowser Bear. Oh, yeah. At -2? Oh, wow. You know, I bet it was in the negatives. I know it was in the negatives when she had those babies. Because there were times it was -30. And those babies were still like a week old when it was in the -30s. I really worried about them. One thing I did is I saw it on another channel. They provided wool for their does to put in their nests, and Stephanie happened to have wool. And I gave Matilda a lot of that, and she utilized it. She really did a good job spreading that out with her fur and stuff. And I would go and check on them, and she'd have them covered with that wool. You have water bottles that are frozen for the rabbits so they can cool down. What you being so pushy for? They'll eat frozen veggies? I do that for my ducks and my chickens. I'll freeze vegetables and spread out, especially when it's really hot. I like to take all the frozen stuff and throw it in the compost pile so they start scratching. And I'll wet that compost pile, turn a sprinkler on it for a while. My chickens aren't spoiled. But rabbits will eat frozen vegetables? Huh. I'll have to try that. Oh, cool beans. Oh, shoot, it fell down. There's a frog over here. I don't want my chickens to find it. I don't like when they... Oh, it's a tree frog, too. Oh, cool beans, little dude. I just want to check you out. Thank you for coming around. And camouflaging yourself in. Good job. That's how I do my rhubarb too. Oh, I bet they enjoyed that parsley. When we closed the greenhouse, she sent me home with a bunch of dill, cilantro, and cauliflower packets. That's what my rabbits have been having. They were happy. I didn't plant any parsley this year for the rabbits. Last year, a lot of those long tubs I put parsley in. Um, I just didn't want to this year. They've got so many edible flowers and stuff in the garden. I put a bunch of marigold heads in there the other day, and they went nuts over those. That dill, they really like that dill. That I may start growing for them next year. You're going to try harder with flowers next year. I'm going to send you some to store some seeds. I'll send you some seeds at the end of the season. I'll show you something that I'm trying to get the seeds off of. This was a flower my client got. And I don't know why it fizzled out so early. I feel bad for her because she spent $55 on that basket. And it's already fizzled out. And she was enjoying it. It's called a fuchsia. But I'm going to take all the seeds off of it. Look at that. These are all seeds. See? There's a whole bunch of seeds on this. This thing gets great big pink flowers that look like a tulip, but they hang down. I have a fuchsia in the garden. I can show you, but it's a different color and it hangs a little bit different. But I'd like to try to be successful with that. When spring comes next year, I want that greenhouse where I can utilize it because I can go to the swap meets and I could make money. And I can put a farm stand out there and sell vegetable plants and stuff like that. I won't get rich off of it, but if I could make enough money to support my habit, that'd be good. Hi, big guy. You escorting me? You're the best escort. Yes, you are. You always get me there safe and sound, huh? I'm going to the garden to show you a fuchsia. Now, these two are very different varieties, but the flowers look the same, except for the size that they'll get. And you may even know what a fuchsia is. I need a sign for my garden that says, take your shoes off. That's a fuchsia flower. Now this variety stays more upright, where that variety likes to vine down, and its flowers are spectacular. They're huge. The hummingbirds love them, and that's why my client bought it. She wanted to watch the birds feed in her window. So I was sad for her that it fizzled out, but I think I may try to start those so we don't have to spend that much on baskets. And that thing has a lot of seeds on it. I don't think it'd come back, not this time of year. It's too late. And that thing, with all those hanging seeds on there, I just don't think it'll bloom again. But that is one reason I took it. I took it and I put it in a more shaded area to see if it'll come back. But I'm gonna confiscate those seeds. Because out of all the fuchsia varieties, I believe that's the prettiest one. I don't know about that. They have one that's called Dark Eyes. It's got a really dark purple top, and then the bottom is like a really bright red. That one's really pretty, but it's got very small flowers on it. But it likes to hang, so it makes a nice basket. I'm going up front. I've got all my house plants and some pretty baskets up here. Oh, you look good. This, I should try to send you seeds. I've never started one, but I want to start this myself. It's a clemone, and it'll get about 4 feet tall and about 3 feet wide. And the hummingbirds love it. And it's one of those kind of put it in the ground and don't bother it. It doesn't like a lot of attention. But my orchid cactus, it's got lots of blooms all over it. My Christmas cactuses look really good. They're like, thank you for putting us outside. This guy just needs a new pot. But my boss, when we closed the greenhouse, she gave me this beautiful spider plant. And this is something, you know, I can take these and start them and take them to the swap meet, try to sell some of them. I thought that was really nice of her. She told me she's just tired of taking care of them. And that's what she does. She just overwinters these babies and starts them early spring. We had hundreds of them this year. She's trying to get rid of stuff. But this was something that this plant called my name for months at the greenhouse. And it's a spider plant. It's not... But look at it. Get the width of the leaves on it. And believe it or not, I spent $20 on that. But it kept saying, take me home. Just, lady, take me home. I love this plant. So, it was worth it. But he's already given me babies, too. And I hope that its babies end up being as interesting as it is. Because I might be able to sell more of those than those. These guys are looking good. My moonflowers. I think they'll do what I wanted. I wanted them to take over that leaf. They're trying. I let the goats out and Nala got in here and she ate my rooster's tail. It'll come back, but still, it's already coming back. She does it to me every year. And see, this pile here, this is soil that I kept buying from the guy across the street. That beautiful, beautiful soil that the cows leave. And I mean, I came out here and I got a couple buckets of it. And I was like, that's a big pile of dirt. So I put a lot of squash in there. That's all winter squash in there. Because my squash in the back doesn't look very good. So hopefully that'll take off. One or the other will take off and I'll get lots of squash. It's the only thing I collect, house plants. It's gonna be a jungle in here one day. Huh, Bowser? Everybody looks at me like it must be dinner time. Let's see. Now I'm going to read what you said. I don't know if that would work. On those fuchsia seeds. My marigold seeds, things like that, that would work on. But what I read was the fuchsia seeds, you have to take them when the fruit is wet like that. You don't let it dry on the plant. And then you're supposed to pick them and let them dry on a paper towel or newspaper. And then break it open and get the seeds out. Because you can't just plant the whole, like, clump. I would call it like a grape-like structure. I'm going to try with those, though. At the greenhouse, though, we get those in as plugs. They're already pre-started when we get them. We don't start those from seed. I've been told that fuchsias are really hard to start, so that just makes me more determined to start them. Because people buy those fuchsias for a lot of money. Especially when they're big baskets like that. What you doing, littles? What you doing, little tiny thing, huh? Hmm? Oh, cutie patootie. Yes, you's my cutie patootie. You need a brushing. You need a brushing. Yeah. You've been rolling around in the chicken yard, haven't you? Yeah. Boop. The other day on Craigslist, people are selling Anatolian Great Pyrenees puppies. And they got 2 males that look like Bowser, and the rest of them all look like the Pyrenees. And when I saw those puppies, I thought, Bowser needs a playmate. And I was like, no, don't do it. That's too many dogs. I kind of would like him to have his own size playmate. But it wouldn't be right at this stage in Breeze's life to bring in a puppy. That's just asking too much for an old dog to have to tolerate. Oh, what'd you look at? Did you look at puppies like Bowser? You kind of need one. But you have an old dog too, and I really take that into consideration. Especially because mine are all house dogs. It depends. If you want an LGD that's going to be outside, that's different. And I don't know how you looked at puppies. If you touch one, then they got to go home with you. I mean, I was really close. I was like, Mila, Bowser would really benefit from that. I would like him to have his own playmate, but I can't do that to Breeze. I wonder if you found an older LGD at the pound or something, if they would blend in as well. So I would have no problem taking an older one from the pound. But I don't know, Breeze doesn't get along with other dogs. She's very, very picky. A puppy, she's like, come here, little puppies, yay. But adult dogs, she's very fussy about. And I'm not one of those people who think all of our dogs need to get along and be at the dog park and have cocktails on Friday to discuss their stressful week. I get a lot of slack from that from people. One that had 5 Anatolian. That's exactly why I wouldn't go with a purebred Pyrenees. They like to wander too much. Even when you got good fencing, they're just great escape artists like a goat. But what I like about the Pyrenees is they seem to be very level-headed dogs. They just don't seem to jump to too many conclusions. But one thing about the Pyrenees, they bark constantly. Yeah, your old dog deserves to be old and not have to fight for your attention. Sometimes I think Breeze has to fight for my attention too much. When she's the oldest, she should get all the attention. I've got a pretty diversified pack. Breeze picked out Bowser though. On the days that she doesn't like him so much, I tell her it's her fault. She just got to learn to live with him. When I went to that adoption event, they had pit mix puppies. I've always raised pits. Breeze growled at every one of those dogs. And Bowser was there. He was on a leash. They had him up front. He was kind of greeting people. She was so interested in him. That's how I came home with him. But I brought him home on a foster because I didn't know anything about that type of dog. He is teaching me to be more patient. And he's also teaching me that money doesn't mean a whole lot of anything. He's been expensive, but he's worth every penny of it. Oh, you've been able to... Is she afraid of the roosters? The roosters on her? I had cuckoo Morans that would pick on my Trixie. I gave those birds to Stephanie. Was it Stephanie? Yeah, I gave them to Stephanie. They would hunt my little Trixie down. She'd be fine, minding her own business in the yard, and those ladies would come and get her. They were mean to my little dog. I was so afraid that they would hurt her or that she would turn against my chickens and not enjoy being in the yard with the chickens. It is nice when your old dog comes and hangs out with you, isn't it? Breeze has been out almost all day today. The roosters hate the dogs, so they go after them. Well, what's sad about that is the roosters are just probably protecting their flock. Look at that goat kid crawling all over his mama. It's kind of hard to see. She's really gotten tall. See what I mean about him calming down? Look what he does now. I mean, that's his spot. And to be honest with you, I expected his barking and his intensity, I expected that to multiply when the goat was born. But to my surprise, a very pleasant surprise, he's really mellowed out. And I was watching him one day, and it just seemed like everything clicked. Like, hey, I am supposed to watch this stuff. I don't have to bark all the time. I mean, he hasn't run through my chickens, my ducks, since that goat's been born. I got onto him pretty hard though, right before the goat was born. I whopped his ass. I had never had the opportunity to be really firm with him, and I got really firm with him. I whopped him pretty good for that. Two years. 2 years what? Oh, when they reach 2 years is when they start calming down? He'll be 3 in October. So he's really pretty on key. And I neutered him in December. He's a little over 2. He'll be 3 in October. Am I talking about you, handsome? When I got Bowser, I had never had any experience with the Pyrenees. I'd only seen them. And this guy, he's got all the extra toes. One reason I didn't want to take him, I thought maybe those were like defects that would cause him all kinds of trouble. I felt really dumb when I went to the vet. She looked at me, she said, "Those are supposed to be there." But I had never seen claws like that, do claws like that before. Watch your butt. But his nickname is Six Toes Capone. And see, this is what's weird. He's got them up front, too. Those aren't supposed to be there, the up front ones. I knew you were going to bark. A car went by with their stereo thumping. Well, thank you for coming. I am going to go get some food. I'm hungry. Before I have to milk my goat and stuff about 8 o'clock tonight. I've got a couple videos I'll put out in a while. Probably tomorrow I'll put those out. Everybody have a good night. And thank you again for coming. We'll chat later.